What is up? It's Let's Get Quirky time, live stream. Man, woo! It's been a fun week trying to figure this thing out. It's been a lot of fun. We are doing this every day this week, just trying to connect with people online because guess what? It's the only way we can connect with people right now. So let's take advantage of it. Man, it's if I look around, it's because I've got screens around me and I'm trying to figure this thing out. I've got notes because I want to stay on task. But there's also like a 1 minute lag. So I'm a 1 minute in the future. And if I don't say something about your comment that you leave or something, and it's a minute later, it's because I have said something about your comment, but you're not catching it until a minute later. So there's a little lag there. We're trying to figure that part out. But the reason we're doing this is because my life motto is that I'm always one person away from changing the course of my future. And everything that I've been involved in up to this point has gotten me into different relationships. You know, it's not what you know, it's who you know, and it's the people that you've connected with. And I'm always jumping into a relationship or a connection or a random person thinking, what if there's something here that's going to change something for the rest of my life? And that's what's happened with building this company. The Let's Get Quirky live stream, the name comes from Quirk Advertising, which is our company name. I'm a little quirky, but it's a fun name to use for our business. And building this team, has came out of the connection that I've made, random people that I've met with through other connections, and built up this team of people. They're all working remotely, trying to figure it out. Just like most of you are trying to figure it out now that you're remote. And even before, even building this business and the connections that we have with our clients have all been through obviously some type of connection relationship with most of you identify with, but it's something, a motto that I keep in the forefront of my mind, and that means I need to meet as many people as possible. And in order to make that happen, I've got to connect, and it's not happening right now because we're all at home. So I'm just trying to find a new way to connect with people online and do this fun live stream. Hopefully a little produced, give you some really good quality content and something you can pull away with, learn something new, and then connect with us. So if you have any questions or comments anytime throughout this, please drop them in there. If I don't get to it right away, I will, or with the lag, obviously, I'll get to it when I can. So if I'm already ahead on something and I come back to it later, I'll definitely get to the questions that pop in. So please do that. So we've done this every day this week so far. So this is number 4, episode 4. And on Monday, we talked about, does your website pass the Grunt test? There's 3 questions that you need to ask yourself on your website. The first 3 questions that can help you draw in and make money right now, help you create more leads. Even right now, when we're trying to pivot where we're at in this culture of staying at home and trying to figure out our businesses, it's really good to try to figure out how you can position your website in a way that makes connections even this time when everyone's online. So there's 3 questions that we put out. We thought that was a great first episode. We even review someone's website live, answering those 3 questions. So check that out. Day 2, on Tuesday, episode 2, we talked about how to pivot your message in this time of crisis. I was on a webinar with Donna Miller that morning. He is the owner of Story Brand, and learned some great topics that I share with you on how to pivot your message during a crisis. Thought it was very timely, very effective. And yesterday I interviewed Jake Jordan. He's actually on our team as our Chief Clarity Officer, but he actually has his own business as well, and he helps coach other businesses. And man, he's been a huge asset to our team, helping us get to the next level. Without him, we wouldn't be where we're at today. So it was a really great interview to be able to pull him in, talk about clarity in crisis. So today I'm actually going to pull up a chart for you, breaking down a chart, and we're going to look at marketing at its finest as a whole. Really all types of marketing will fit on this type of chart. I'm not going to say all the types of marketing on the chart, but if you do have questions about where yours fits or types of marketing you want to use and how it fits on the chart, please let me know. And if I don't get to it right away, I'll get to it later. But I'm going to show you today what I really feel like is a holistic view of marketing and advertising as a whole, and how we like to approach it in a scaled version, how they all work together. There's all sorts of ways to market, as you know, in the world we live in today with digital marketing, even carrying over some traditional marketing. There's even so many different terms of content marketing and ways to put your stuff out there and new ways to do ads and whatnot. But We believe there's a right method and mode to move and put things in its place as you discover how marketing works for your business. And we believe there's a right way to do it and a path for all of it to come together versus just trying to jump around and figure out what works for you. So I'm going to share that with you here in a second. But if you have any questions, again, please put them down below. I'll answer them the best that I can. I'm trying to work on my cadence. I actually talk too fast, so I'm trying to slow that down. And I know I'm not doing a very great job at the moment because I like to talk really fast. So let's calm down and let's see if I can break down this chart. So let's see if I can switch over here. I've got my little handy dandy picture. Boop! I did it. I'm on the screen. You see the chart. Cool. I'm going to break down this chart for you in stages. So if you see around me, there is layers, and you can see down at the bottom left. Which side is that on me? That's this way. You'll see the core at the core of this chart, and this arrow that's going all the way up leads in capacity. It's as far as your business is growing. So imagine it like a core, center of the earth. You got layers on it, and I'm going to kind of walk you through the different stages of what we believe is the best approach in marketing and advertising and how they all work together. So please ask questions if you have it. Glad you're here. I see Blake Edmond joined, Shelly. Thank you guys for coming in, and hopefully this content is really valuable to you. So let's look at the very first layer of what we would consider your core, your foundation, and that is clarity and story. So yesterday we talked about clarity. We thought it was really timely. Bring up clarity in crisis with Jake. He helps us in our business not only bring clarity to what we do and our team, but he brings clarity to our clients that we work with. He's a really good strategist, but clarity is something that's very, very important that you know, but that's something we put as a huge, huge value. It's super foundational in our business, and it's just 1 out of 2 that we consider as the highest priority as a foundational piece. It's just a piece, but it helps hold everything together, bringing clarity to where you're going, how you're going to get there, and everyone being on the same page. The second of that is story. And we know story has been around since the beginning of time, right? Before people even had modes to get things out there, it was communicating story that drew people in. And all these stories that have carried over time that you get to read, you're drawn into a story because there's a climactic, big piece in it, or there's a problem and there's these characters, and there's a problem that needs to be solved, and there's heroes that come in and guides, and someone saves the day, and there's some success or there's some failure, and you're drawn into story. Your mind is triggered by story. So we see that for advertising marketing as one of the biggest pieces that you possibly have in our 2 big core foundational pieces. So we've adapted a lot from a company called StoryBrand, and they have been around for, I want to say 5 or 6 years now. They have taken a model that's been around forever, but they finally put it in a working framework that's like a 7-step framework that you can walk through in your marketing that we take every client through when we start a project or their overall marketing for their business. And it's very important to figure out what your story is. So random giveaway, man, let's do it. If you want Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller, this is the book right here. I'm gonna send you an Audible version. All you gotta do is post a meme from this fun little Rona 20. If you have a meme that as you think is the funniest, please post it. The first one wins. I'm going to send you an Audible of this book. It literally walks you through all the parts of the framework. Like there's no hiding anything. It's not like you go through this and then you have to use us to figure it out. It's just easier to use someone that knows the framework and has certified guides in their team. So we have guides from StoryBrand on our team that help us do this. But you can do it yourself with just the book, and it's super helpful. So if you want this book, put a meme in the comment, and it is yours. All right, let's go back to the chart. So story and clarity is the first layer. I really just want to spend a lot of time. I'm not going to take all your time, but I like to spend more time on this part because it's such a big, important piece that brings everything together. So when we go to these next pieces, you'll see how it flows and why we keep that as the foundational core of who you are. So story and clarity. The second part is website automations and SEO. So your website, which we spend a ton of time on speaking with our clients, is the piece that everyone goes to when they want to find out about your business. They go to your website. So they want to know who you are, and they go to your website. Even if it's just a digital business card right now for them to get a contact, they use your website online. So we want to make sure that website is a digital presence of not just who you are, but it's actually telling your client story through the lens of what you offer. So we're figuring out that story in the core to make sure your website's set in a way that actually draws in more leads. And on Monday, we talked about the 3 questions you want to ask about setting your website in a way that does kind of use some of that story, but that whole framework and story brand can pull it all together and show you how to functionally use a website. And there's another book that Donna Miller just came out with. It's called Marketing Made Simple, and it actually breaks down the entire funnel. You know what? Let's give that one away too. So the person that wants the Marketing Made Simple, I just like to give away things. I'll give you that Audible as well. So if you don't have this one and you want it, all you have to do for this one is you need to put your favorite emoji with book next to it, so I know you're putting it for the book and you're not just making fun of me on the live stream. So put book with your funny emoji, and you'll win this book I'll send to you in an Audible. This actually breaks down a lot of funnels and things you can do with your site using your messaging and ways to make it an impactful piece, super effective in helping market, not your message. So website, it's huge, it's important. And if you have a website that doesn't say the right things with your story and bring clarity, then it doesn't work. Email automations, SMS even, we can do texting and whatnot like that. It's a really common one now that we're really getting into. But emails is still the king. They still win. You can put all the social media accounts together in one, and you can look this up, test me in it. Email still wins and makes more money than any other way to market. So emails still dominates. Think about it this way. The number one thing that holds together all of your online shopping, all of your professional communication, all of your social media accounts, everything you do online is your email account. So everyone has an email, and you have to have one. And yes, it might be bombarded with a bunch of junk and spam, but people are hitting you up every day, and it does work. So if you have the right message and you're telling their story that draws them on the email, then they're going to want to click it, and it's going to go to a landing page or your website that hopefully has the right things to draw them in. And that's why these layers work the way they do, because there's no point in moving on with the story on any of these other things unless you have the story right. Moving on with the website or email. So email, how do I put that in the second layer? Ooh, man, we had a quick one there. Wow, that was close. I think you might have hit enter at the same time. So I know I'm a minute ahead of you guys, but I saw Shelly with book and emoji and Amy Drew with book and emoji. So you know what? I'm gonna give it to both of you because I'm great, right? I'm great. So you both get the book. I'll get your email later for Audible. Man, that was, whoo, it's a close one. So, I lost my train of thought. Emails, website, SEO. And SEO is a big piece too that you want to set up. We do a lot of stuff at the beginning. It's just like a basic setup, but there's a lot of things you can do continuing on. And it does have a lot to do with your message as well, but it still has to do with very technical things to do online to make sure the website is set up the way it should and is operating the way that it should, and get in front of the right people, because you could have simple as, a number, your phone number being different on your Facebook and your Twitter account or whatever, maybe your Google business page. It's no longer viable because there's 2 different phone numbers in different places and your business phone number. Simple stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff in checklists you can look into SEO. We put those in that layer because it's all things that you can actually control. There's things that you actually have control over, your website, your email list. Those are things that you have full control over, and no one can touch, no one can mess with, and messaging to those people. So this next layer, content marketing, outbound SEO, it's consuming more SEO. This is kind of how we just grow it, but social as well, management, social media accounts. There's a lot of other things we could put in this. If you have traditional marketing, it could be print pieces or things like that. Things that are going to draw them into that other layer, which is normally your website or landing pages or selling a product or something. Shelly said Amy can have it. I know I'm a minute late. Amy can have it. Amy's like, yay, thank you. James, you're so great. Thanks, Eric. I know I'm great. I know. So great. Um, y'all can both have the book. I love to give things away, spending money in Corona 2020. Yeah, the content marketing piece is, like I said, we put a lot of things in there. But let's just say we need to put imagery or video. Sometimes it's a YouTube channel in that content marketing space that you're building content to draw people to do something and go somewhere. And again, if the words you're using don't draw them in to go somewhere, then there's no point of even creating that content. And from there, once it lands on the website, if the website's not saying what it needs to say and not effective, then there's no point even taking them to the website. And a lot of people fail in that area because they don't really connect. And again, there's a lot of things you can put in some of these layers, but this to us is the most important priority piece, and putting it in the right place so that you can view it. You can do it all, but we believe you want to do it in this way. And the last part, and you'll see here with the words, the basics, the bolster, the boost, and the boom, this big layer up here. This layer is all your paid traffic, your ads. It could be Google, it could be Facebook, Instagram. It's spending money on things that are going to draw in ads to, yes, you could be spending money on content and whatnot, but this is part that's like you're literally putting money dollars towards ads and marketing to hopefully make it an effort. And that could be even like a billboard, a digital billboard or something. But the idea is now that people spend a lot of money on our ads on Google and AdWords and Facebook. And we've got clients that come to us ready to drop some cash. They're ready to drop some cash on ads. And they only want to do that. And we don't do business with them, even though we can make some good money, because they don't want to follow the process and make sure their website's set the way it should and make sure it's saying the right things. And we can make we could go through the story brand process. So go back to the beginning with them, do the messaging for the ad, get the ad right, and have them land on a page to buy, and the page doesn't work the way it should or say the right things, and you've literally wasted money on that ad. So that's why these things work together. I know I'm being repetitive, but it's very important to remember how they all grow and help your business grow as you get there. And maybe you're someone that's ready to throw money at ads. Great. Well, let's just go back and make sure everything's operating the way it should. And you've got clarity and story in your business to, again, it's something I've said the other days this week. It's not telling your story. People don't really care to hear about you as much as they want to hear about themselves. So it's sharing their story through the lens of what you offer. So then as it carries on into ads, great, we could do that as long as we make sure everything else works. So you can even take this entire chart and just work it on a project and go, okay, on this project that we're doing, we want to get some ads out to draw them to this product, to this service that we offer. So you start at the beginning, okay, what are we trying to say? Are we bringing enough clarity to our team on how we're going to make this work? Do we have enough people on board? And the words that we're using, does it all make sense? Are you using that framework? And then you go to the next layer, okay, does the website, is it set up the way it should for this specific page? Should we create a landing page for this? Are our emails going out the way that they should to draw them in? Because that's, so again, something that you own. Social media, keep in mind, they can change an algorithm tomorrow and you don't own that. So it messes your entire business. What's up, Nate? So then you go to the next layer, content. What do we need? Do we need imagery? Do we need videos? Do we need to create a channel? Do we get some posts on social media? And then you spend money on those ads to kind of draw it in. That's just for a single project. So you can use all of this in your frame of marketing every day and not just be something that sets you up for your business as a whole. But it's very important to start there first to bring that clarity and story into everything you're doing. So that's why we start at the core. That's why we think these things work all together. So if you ever have any questions that you would like to ask about how all these pieces fit together and how you can make it work for your business, let me know. Happy to jump on a call, figure things out. I'm not going to charge you for a phone call. Obviously, we're all trying to make money here and figure this business out, but I'm really just trying to make a lot of connections because, like I said, the reason that I exist, to me, is, as far as my motto, is to I'm always one person away from changing the course of my future. So that's why I'm here. So if you have questions about that chart, you'd like to send me, maybe you'd like me to send you that chart, something that you can use as a tool or send you these resources. These books are incredible. The Story Brand, Building Story Brand Messaging book, and then Marketing Made Simple. Both incredible books that could take you to a whole nother level in your marketing strategy. And we know works because we see it work every day. And if you follow it the right way and you get some people around the table with you, it's very, very powerful, very effective, and good to use. So we hope this is helpful to you. I haven't seen questions come through, which is fine. I see one here. I know I'm a minute ahead. Jimmy Simpson, all about process. Good stuff. I'd be interested to hear how you work within highly regulated industries someday. Keep up the great work. Cool. That's great. Love to, Jimmy. That'd be a lot of fun. We actually get, it's funny, a lot of companies that we work with, every single one of them says, well, we're in a unique situation. And I think it's funny because everyone's in a unique situation. And yes, there are things that have restrictions and things that you have to follow. But we do believe this works because we have it in a lot of different platforms and different industries. Because our business, we're not just working with a certain niche. We actually want to work with companies that spend time on their employees. That's how we built Quirk Advertising. My number one goal for Quirk Advertising is employee satisfaction. And I want people to love working for Quirk. And I want to give them a lot of things and them to have a great life and all just have fun together and not feel like you have to kill it 60 hours a week, but put in your 35, 40 and make a solid product and help us get down the field, but have a lot of fun together doing it. So I like to work with other companies and businesses that operate that same way, that focus on their employees first. I believe if you focus on the employee first, then they take care of your clients. And the clients we work with, almost all of them operate this way. And it's a lot of fun. And a lot of them are service industry clients because a lot of them spend a lot of time with their employees. But that's how we operate, and we like to have a lot of fun here at Quirk Advertising. So thank you for joining me today on this live stream. Again, if you ever have any questions, if you ever have any ideas, things you want us to share, we'd love to share them, find out ways to share them, see how we could bring other experts in to interview them on this deal. And we're going to be doing this every week, not every day every week, but we thought it'd be fun to kick it off every day the first week. And we'll tell you more about that tomorrow. And tomorrow we're actually going to do something really basic because I'm getting this question a bunch right now. So then I can just have this recorded, do it live, and send it to everyone that's been asking. How to use Zoom. It's a platform that you use to interact with people online, and it's interesting because we've been using it for years, like many others. So some of you that are already checking out because you know how to use Zoom, that's fine. But if you've noticed, everyone's home now and every business has to learn how to restructure. So Zoom is becoming a huge tool as a professional communication piece. And we're getting a lot of our clients that are now having to refigure that out because they've never had to do it. And they're asking how to use it. So we're jumping on calls with them. I actually have a call right after this to go over Zoom with one of our clients. And that's great. But we're going to just make that tomorrow so we can send to people to show how to basically use Zoom. So if you're interested how to use Zoom for your company, we're doing that tomorrow. And we're going to bring some more solid content to you next week, and stay tuned for that. But if you have any things that you want to add to this, please send us an email. You can email me, james@quirkadvertising.com. You can message me here on Facebook, and we can go from there. So we will see you guys hopefully tomorrow or sometime next week, or just online somehow. So please reach out. Let's make some connections even while we're at home. But like I've been saying every day, stay safe, ration the toilet paper, and stay calm because we will get through this. And I'm excited about partnering with you and whatever you have going on in your world, your business, and your life. So we'll see you tomorrow, and we'll close this out with some music.